How soon? Well, right now, as we're ready to go on the floor. Samford in gray, Florida A&M in green. So glad you could all be with us 5 days before Christmas. And again, a chance for Samford to get on a little bit of a roll here with three non-conference games leading into conference action. So glad you could all be with us again. FAMU 1-8 on the season. Samford is 4-9 as we're trying to get things set here at the scorers table. Emily Bowman will jump center against Zakiya Carter, a 6'6" senior who we just found out is going to be starting this game for the Rattlers. The tap is controlled by FAMU, and could they control it? No, it will go over to Samford.
Yeah, I think this will be the first matchup that Emily Bowman has had where she has another girl who is 6'6", other than playing some of the Power 4 schools.
Speaking of first matchups, this is the first ever meeting between these two clubs, so keep that in mind as well as we have a whistle away from the ball. And we're going to have an early foul on Sabu Gay. She's a graduate student for the Rattlers. That's something to keep in mind. At Florida A&M, they foul a lot. 18 free throws averaged on the season by their opponents. So watch that as we go throughout the evening.
Yeah, they just play really aggressive defense, but just get out of position. So if you're Stanford, you just got to weather the storm of the aggressiveness and keep attacking and try to pick up a couple of fouls. But great play by Emily Bowman there. Just give it to your big girl.
Yeah, Johnny on the spot. She has been great all year. Fifth in the SoCon in scoring. Early part of the season, now a half-court trap. Three-pointer well off the mark, and Stetson comes down with the rebound off the miss of Demaya Griffin. Behind the screen. Left it short. Long rebound tapped out, though, by Ramil, who we talked about during the pregame.
Yeah, and that's just one of the things that's not going to show up on the stats, but she just saved Stanford another possession there.
10 on the shot clock. Here's Godbolt. Good stutter step. Had it blocked out of there. Carter got her hand on it. How new is Zakiya Carter? Well, she wasn't even in the scouting report for Samford, so they're going to have to learn about her on the fly.
Yeah, she's a transfer from Chicago State. Not sure how. I don't know if that transfer just happened or what the case was.
We're going to have an offensive foul.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of digging. Had to get on ESPN to see what her career stats were at Chicago State. So, yeah, we even in the paper that they gave us, the preview paper, she wasn't on there. So very new for FAMU here.
Here's Carter, early layup. Her first 2 points as a Rattler. And we're knotted up at 2, a minute 15 into the contest. You're not going to find too many 6'6" ladies at the mid-major level. She should be a nice addition to that team as we have a foul on the ball. This will go against Gay. That's going to be her second.
Yeah, that's a quick 2 fouls for her. So she'll have to come down to the bench.
Boy, that's a bit of a break for Samford. Not much on that one. Stetson faces a double team. On the line yet. They're going to say she went over. I don't think she really knew where she was on the court.
Yeah, or just trying to escape the trap. Really just in a really bad position there. And in the as we called it, the dummy box. When someone's pressing you, you don't want to get here towards the corners of the floor.
And now another whistle. A lot of whistles here in the early going.
Yeah, not sure what the whistle was there.
This is Yvette Subarats holding basketball. In fact, part of a Subarats duo they have on this Rattler team. Ramil almost stole it, and she knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, just as FAMU plays really aggressive defense, so does Samford. They really try to be able to get some steals and get some easy buckets on the other end of the floor.
You may notice in the background right there, that's the Samford coaching staff. This is also ugly sweater night here at the Pete Hanna Center, and well, the coaches are doing a heck of a job participating. Those are unsightly.
And Josh, who did you say was the worst one?
Oh, coach. Carly Coons, the biggest offender of them all. She's got like a cat with glasses on the front of hers. Mid-range jumper in and out, no good. Super Rats back up and in. Off the miss by Hendricks. And the first lead of the game for the Rattlers. Carly's going to call me out for that one, but I don't mind. Three-pointer up and in as working well in transition, knocking it home. Kennedy Langham, boy, she's been great in the early going of this season.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely want to see her getting it going from the outside, too, with the threes.
Good hands by Langham, stolen by Bowman. Up ahead to Stetson. On the move, the Bulldogs. Stetson, poke from behind, up ahead. Griffin cruising in for an easy two. Good little pickpocket that time by Griffin.
Yeah, that was just a really good defensive play there. Able to sneak in and poke the ball out and finish at the other end.
Godbolt, she's been a bolt of lightning off the bench as she goes right to the lane and draws a foul.
Yeah, she did a really good job of handling the press a couple possessions ago where it just, not letting the trap get to her, bouncing it out, finding Langham for the three there, and just a good job of being patient off the screen, hesitating, hitting the hip of the player there and drawing a foul.
Look at that sweater. It's embarrassing. Just embarrassing. They actually tried to encourage us folks Katie and I to participate. I said, no way.
I just went with the regular green sweater. I feel like that was a good neutral that, that's a Christmas color, but nothing super tacky. I knew my broadcast partner, Josh, was going to dress up to the nines as he always does.
That's right.
With the nice suits.
It's funny. I wear, as both free throws are knocked down, I wear this thing, and I'm only on camera for about 30 seconds. It's really a waste of time. As quickly into the forecourt, this is going to be McEvans. Although I will say we were on longer this time around. So we thank the production team for that. By the way, one of the wins this year for Florida A&M, or I should say one of the losses, against Edie Anthony's favorite team, West Georgia.
Oh, yes.
Forgot to mention that. Here's Langham left wing. Too strong on that one, and the rebound brought home by Carter. She's made an impact in the early going.
We can confirm that the West Georgia's women's basketball team has at least one win.
Yeah, I know that'll make Edie very happy. Down low, Carter, good strip. Nice job, Godbolt. They have numbers that they work in. Good movement. Left short. Going for the rebound, Johnson, and it's knocked out of bounds. It will go over to the Rattlers. That's exactly what you want if you're the Bulldogs. Try to work it in transition as Johnson comes up a little gimpy.
Yeah, and that's not a bad shot there, and good effort trying to get the ball back. I think those are, being able to push it in transition, try to get easy open shots. That's what you want.
Aubrey Blankenship as well as Alanya Walden will both come into the match. Good energy here in the early going by both teams. Crowd a little stilted on this Friday evening, so energy is a factor. Ball knocked away. Godbolt again. Gets the two as well. The pick two by Godbolt, and it's 9-6.
She's just an excellent defender. A great addition to Samford's team.
Here's McEvans. Off a screen, moving left. Tough shot, and she got it to go. Little double pump in midair.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Mid-range off the screen is something you don't see very often in today's basketball games, so this is a really good shot. And a hand in her face, too.
I was kind of wondering, how would Florida A&M react after being off for 2 weeks? Maybe they would be a little rusty. That has not been the case in the early going.
No, they're coming out like they're ready to play someone other than themselves. I can speak to their experience of being off 2 weeks. It can be tough playing against each other all the time.
Langham with a miss, got her own rebound and a foul as she tried to push it back up against Eve Alexander. It'll be Samford coming to the line when we come back. 4:55 to go in the opening quarter. Samford up one as you watch Southern Conference ladies basketball.
Super hard defensively, and so it's been an exciting 5 minutes so far.
I've always said, though, one of the toughest games of the season is the last one before the holiday break, just because,
Yes.
let's face it, these are kids. They're thinking about time with the family. You got to bear down here and get a win as we look at the sweaters yet again.
Yeah, I think can be easy to look ahead knowing you got a couple days off, and like I said, get to be with some family, and but you got to get your stuff done here first.
Kind of like final exams, got to get it done.
That's right.
By the way, how did yours go today?
Oh, they went great. Already finished up and excited for a break.
Langham knocks down both. Miss Allen here to my right is a semester away from becoming a physical therapist. Good on you. So 11-8 your score. Samford up a field goal. Little trap employed here by the Bulldogs, knocked away. Johnson tries to chase it down, and she'll get the foul. That's too bad. That was a great effort on her part, but she tumbled right into Evans, and she'll get the personal.
Yeah, Samford really showcasing this like 1-2-2 zone where they kind of trap at the corners. They're right before the half court or right after the half court. Started that with the TCU, found a little bit of success. So looking forward to help them out in this matchup too.
Off a screen, nice jumper, McEvans.
Yes, the mid-range again.
I can see why she's their leading scorer. She's got a great-looking jump shot.
Yes, she reads the defense well coming off the screen.
Good pass. Three-pointer no good. Bowman, though, with the board. Johnson will set it up again. Out of Paducah, Kentucky. Facing a double team, wide open, Blankenship. Too strong again. Couple of open looks for the Bulldogs, can't take advantage. And a little too much mustard on that pass. Turned over by Demaya Griffin, Jr. out of Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah, just getting in a little bit too big of a hurry there. She was open, but threw it behind her. That's just a hard pass to catch.
Nia Bostic will check into the game for the Rattlers out of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the SWAC. 9-21 they were a year ago, but 8-10 in conference play as the ball knocked out of bounds this time by Griffin. They are led by Bridget Gordon, a former star at the University of Tennessee, played under Pat Summitt. Oh, escaping ahead. Easy layup the other way. Walden with two.
Caught FAMU sleeping there. That was a nice cut towards the basket there.
That was a little football move, did an in and out route and escaped into the secondary. And again, too much mustard on that pass. As firing it away was Sage Glover.
Yeah, and those are just some of the tendencies that you see when you start pressing teams. Like if you're trapping people, they're going to be open, but if you can speed a team up where they make inerrant passes to the open player, you're okay with that.
Now they break it. Can they take advantage? Cross-court pass to Stetson. Good pump fake, left baseline, and up and in. Oh, wow.
Gosh.
I don't think she even meant to shoot it.
Wow.
Let's look at this again. No, that was a shot.
Wow.
She was just knocked off balance.
That's incredible. That's an excellent play.
So Alanya Walden with two more. And you can see she's holding her right ribs after that last shot.
Yeah, so she got she got pulled there from the side.
So 15-10, largest lead of the game for Samford. Little pick and roll. And yeah, Bowman will get called for the foul. Try to get a hand in there and strip it away from Glover, but we'll get the personal instead. Ramil comes back in also for the first time tonight. We will see Kylie Lewandowski, Pittsburgh native.
Yeah. Bowman just being a little aggressive here. You got the height advantage. I know she's trying to strip the ball there, but refs, they can have a really quick whistle when you start bringing your hand down, even if it's just ever so slightly.
Free throw up and in by Glover. Radler 61% from the line on the season. That could be a factor if this is close down the stretch. Glover got both. Now a full court press employed by Florida A&M and a foul in the backcourt. Ooh, Claire Johnson went to the floor hard.
And Samford already in the bonus, so they'll be going to the free throw line, and that's one of Samford's best free throw shooters. She's at least a 90% free throw shooter, so.
Well, here's the deal. If you're going to press, that's fine, but that's also going to leave you open for a lot of fouls, and we've had plenty by A&M in the early going.
Yeah, Josh had mentioned a stat, that FAMU has allowed their opponents 18 free throw attempts per game. We're already that was number 6. This is about to be 7, and we haven't even finished out the first period.
See, you just said she's one of their best free throw shooters, and
I'll take that one. That was the media jinx right there. I'm sorry, Claire Johnson.
Who's 95% from the line.
Oh.
1 of 2 that time, 16-12.
Big collision there.
Wide open, left corner, left short. But chasing down the rebound, that'll be Subratz. Picks up her dribble. Yep, 5-second call.
And look who it is. Look who helped contribute to that 5-second call. Is Annie Ramil. Just a great defensive effort there, getting that turnover, and again, just bringing the energy.
Well, she's so long. If you pick up that ball and you want to pass, it's hard to see around those long arms.
It really is. And she was very active too, moving her feet, keeping her hands up, making it just hard to see, your other teammates.
This is Godbolt. Lewandowski, top of the key. And now a foul away from the ball. This will go on Samford.
I think they may have got 3 seconds call. 3-second call.
That had to be because they didn't come to the scorer's table with it.
Yeah, FAMU's coaches were screaming for 3 seconds with Annie Ramil there in the paint.
Well, I know FAMU has been fouling a lot, but they've been very aggressive with their substitutions, so they can rotate people in and out at will.
And especially as aggressive as they're playing, I mean, that's something they'll have to do is go to their bench. With their girls playing as hard as they are, I mean, you're just going to get a little bit winded.
Push shot up and in. Off the bounce that time, Sydney Hendricks, sophomore out of Farmington Hills, Michigan. Ramil had it blocked, and it'll go out of bounds. So 2:03 to go in the half or in the quarter rather, as Langham will come in for Johnson, who's taken a couple of hard falls here in the early going. Also checking out for the Rattlers will be Eve Alexander.
Yeah, it has been a very physical game so far.
Wide open, Godbolt too strong. Boy, swooping in for that rebound is McEvans. Again, she played at Syracuse, so she's played at a very high level as he'll draw a foul off the bounce. You can see she just plays with an extra gear, doesn't she?
Yes, and she plays really smooth, very under control. She got a little frantic with it at the end there, but watching her play, she's not panicking. She's using her screen. She's patient with it, waiting for the screen to be set, coming off, reading it well with the mid-range jumpers that she's had. And like you said, you can tell that she's played at a really high level, and she's a graduate student, so not surprising that she's already has 8 points here in the first period.
16 up, under 2 to go in the quarter. Very good first quarter play between these two teams as ball almost stolen. Now it is stolen. Good hands that time by Hendricks. Lob down low, intercepted. Too high that time to Carter, who's very ginger getting back on defense. Good
nice.
pump fake. Ramil up. Too strong that time.
Yeah, it was a good read. Good move there. Just got to finish with a little bit of contact. Seems like Samford wanted a foul. Didn't quite get one.
This is Monique Judge with the basketball. Under a minute to go in the quarter. And, yeah, we'll get a reach in on Ramil.
Yeah, I believe that one is going to be on Annie Ramil.
And that'll be her first. Also the 5th team foul on Samford, so the Rattlers will go to the line for 2. And so far, FAMU, as much as they've struggled at the line this season, they've been rather steady here in the first quarter. Broadcasters jinx. They're now 5 of 8 from the free throw line.
We've both done that to both teams. We should just wait. Just wait till they shoot the free throws, and we'll announce their percentages and how well they're doing.
Off the front rim. So 2 misses that time by Judge. She's out of Leesburg, Georgia. Now Godbolt will set it up. FAMU remains in a man-to-man. Bowman up, missed with the left hand, tried to get her own rebound. She's been held in check here in the early going.
Yeah, Carter just doing an excellent job of just keeping her in front. Keep your hands up. Don't try to get a block. If you don't have the advantage, just keep them up. Force her to make a difficult layup there.
FAMU will hold for 1. McEvans with 6, and we're going to have a tied-up ball. Someone reached in there and got their hands on the basketball.
Yeah, Langham, just a great job of coming in with the help defense, of doing a good job of grabbing the ball and not getting a hold of her arm here. Just reading, seeing that her teammate needed help there and was able to get a hold of it.
Johnson with 2. Feeds Bowman. Misses at the horn. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Great first stanza of action between both teams. Got it up at 16 at the end of 1. See those cameras on top of the shot clock here at the Pete Hanna Center? That is part of the NOAA system. This is a basketball firm located both in Vestavia Hills and Huntsville that has been used across the country, both at the NBA level and the collegiate level, to show shot charts and rim charts as well for players during games. For example, there's Cheyenne McEvans. There's where she has shot on from the field so far here in the first quarter, and boy, has she been impressive.
Yes, especially that mid-range and coming off and reading the screens like we talked about, and then also just getting it done at the free throw line.
We'll talk a little bit more about the NOAA system as a travel down low by Carter and an early turnover by FAMU. But one of the things I will say about NOAA basketball, among their clients, 28 NBA teams. That's rather impressive. And both the Samford men's and women's programs as well.
Very impressive, and just something really neat to have, just to kind of see, where are your misses? Is there a common theme with your misses? And especially looking at the rim chart, am I short? Am I going off to the left, to the right, to the back? So it's a nice tool to have. It's helping take your game to the next level.
Good ball movement by Bowman that time, and Godbolt necks it down from the left wing. It's kind of like the K zone in baseball, just trying to pinpoint where players are shooting from and where they are making and missing. We'll have some more graphics on that later on. Godbolt with the steal.
Yeah.
Good transition. Johnson knocks one home. And enough has been seen by Bridget Gordon. She's going to take a timeout, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout as it's 22-16. Back-to-back three-pointers by the Bulldogs.
And high percentage three-pointers, too, coming inside out with Emily Bowman. And then off a steal, Claire Johnson gets her feet set. They find her there in about the corner area, so they're able to knock it down.
This is actually going to be a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 22-16. By Samford, they lead at 22-16 as FAMU will have it underneath their own basket. McEvans ready to trigger it in. There's a look at the shot chart on Sierra Godbolt, again brought to you by NOAA Basketball. As she's got 6 here in the early going. McEvans into the forecourt. Good crossover. Off the back rim. Couldn't get the shooter's roll. Carter got the board, tried to save it, but couldn't. By the way, Noah basketball, they're going to be a part of tomorrow's festivities at Legacy Arena for that big Auburn-Purdue game. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it will be for sure.
Top of the key, this is Johnson. 22-16, Samford up 6. Bad pass that time, stolen away.
Yeah, FAMU just icing the ball screens there, trying to force him to one side.
Nice reverse layup in and out. She did everything but get the roll, Hendricks. Johnson again knocked to the floor. She's going to need an ice bath after this one. She's open in transition. And we're going to get a travel. This is going to be called on Alyssa Tarpley, who makes her first appearance tonight.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get her feet set before she was able to, or I guess she didn't get her feet set before she had the ball established in her possession.
What did you think of that timeout by Bridget Gordon? I liked it. You've played hard so far. You've been back and forth. But a little push here by Samford. You want to quell the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a timeout, like especially with Samford coming off a turnover, looking really good on the from a rhythm standpoint. Just try to cool it down a little bit here, and her team has responded pretty well. They've gotten some good looks.
Off the side of the rim, Alexander can't get the follow, and a foul drawn that time by Hendricks. Good stick-to-itiveness by Hendricks. She missed one, but got a board and will go to the line.
Yeah, and FAMU, they're pursuing the boards here, especially in the offensive end. They got a couple of offensive rebounds, and if you're Samford, you have to be aware of that. And you got to be able to find a girl, put a body on her, box her out, because a lot of their points have come off of second chance.
First one by Hendricks. 5'11" sophomore. It's funny, she and McEvans are the two leading scorers for the Rattlers. They're also the only two players from Michigan, of all places, who are on the roster. Go figure. Half-court trap imposed here by FAMU. They have been very aggressive defensively. Johnson had a poke from behind. Up ahead. Missed with the right hand. Ramil got back there and forced a tough shot. And now they go to the floor. We're going to have a tied-up ball. And action has slowed down a little bit here in the second quarter as Knight goes to her right. Walden uses a forearm. And the rebound taken by the Rattlers.
Yeah, both of these teams are really just trying to push it in transition. I feel like this is going to turn into a track meet.
Well, and that's exactly what Florida A&M has tried to do, as McEvans a little too strong, and they've done a pretty good job in doing that, just haven't always been able to convert.
Yeah.
They were 6 of 9 from the field for what it's worth in the first quarter as the ball knocked away and stolen. Subi Rats dishes, easy layup.
Yeah.
And now a timeout by Samford.
And that's Griffin just getting a piece of the ball there. I don't know if she's going to be handed the steal, but she definitely tipped that ball and running down the court and being able to get an easy 2 right here. Good pass.
So that'll be a 30-second timeout by the Bulldogs as the lead's been cut to 2. Really, I said the action has slowed down, Katie, and that's really not the case. The scoring has slowed down, but right now Florida A&M playing at this frenetic pace, and that's what you want if you're the Rattlers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the kind of defense they play. It's very aggressive, and you can be foul prone because you're playing so aggressively, but these past 5 minutes only have 1 foul, so they're doing a good job of defending without fouling, and again, just forcing Samford to start their offense, a lot of feet away from the goal. They're just out of position. They're not getting a rhythm, which is kind of what we saw at the beginning of the second period. So look for them to continue to put on the pressure. And if you're Samford, just got to be tough with the ball. Don't let them push you around.
Mm-hmm. More of those ugly sweaters being shown throughout the Pete Hanna Center. None of them uglier than Coach Coons's, though. And we'll have a foul on Samford. We're going to get a push on Aubrey Blankenship. And now a chance here for A&M to tie the game or perhaps take the lead. Oh, we're going to get a travel.
Yeah, Godbolt. If you watch that, she really jumped out. I don't think Evans was really prepared for her to jump that fast. She kind of got quick feet.
Shuffled the feet before she put the ball down. Good dish. Ramil up and in. Good find by Blankenship.
Yes, great read, great pass, and a great finish.
Samford up 4. Griffin missed the open look. She's bumped to the floor, and we're going to get a personal now on Griffin, who missed the shot. As she knocked Blankenship to the turf.
Yeah, this was a really big collision. Or she may have got tangled up there with Griffin.
So 4:40 to go before halftime. Does someone have a push? Either team. Walden to the hoop. Oh, good drive and one. Boy, and she got hit in the ribs again.
Yeah, that was a big fall.
A big fall and a big body blow. She's going to take a moment before she gets back up.
Oof.
Ooh, someone got her with a body check.
In that right side, too, which is where she had the other one. Where she got grabbed on her last and one, as I'm trying to say.
I believe it was Glover who got a piece of her, but an and one as Walden will go back to the line. She had a circus shot on her. Previous and one did. Walden. So a 6-point lead for Samford. Cross-court pass stolen by Walden. Boy, she's all over the place.
She may have some bruised ribs, but that's not slowing her down. Great pass.
Ramil up and in. Great high-low that time by Godbolt. Largest lead of the game for the Bulldogs as they try to extend this out. Cross-court pass, whistle, and an offensive foul.
Illegal screen on FAMU.
That's going to go on Super Rats.
Number 23, Eve Alexander, has picked up a second.
Actually, I beg your pardon. They'll call that on Alexander. Walden's going to take a much-needed seat. You can see she's not 100% as she goes back to the bench.
Jay checks back in for Peppers.
And for the first time since the first quarter, we're going to see Cebu Gay. Remember, she's taken out of the game after 2 very early fouls. So critical time here for FAMU as they're down 8.
Yeah, and they're coming out with this 1-2-2 half-court press here. Looks like they're dropping back into a man.
Trying to change it up on the fly and throw Samford off. Godbolt off a screen. They try to save it, intercepted. Back the other way comes Griffin. Knocked away by Johnson. Now quickly up ahead. Ramil finishes. So what? It's the baby Bulldogs who are doing the job so far.
I was about to make a note. Johnson had her pocket picked there by Griffin. She came around and gave a little bit of her own medicine.
She and Walden both have been outstanding. Lob down low, too long for Alexander. So now a 10-point game, and if you're Florida A&M, you're looking up at the scoreboard. You've been nip and tuck with the Bulldogs most of the way, but now this has a chance to be a rout.
Yeah, and FAMU's been playing pretty well defensively, but just unable to get it done on the offensive end. Just multiple turnovers, not able to finish their possessions when they've had chances at the rim. But, you got to give credit for Samford for being able to fill up the bucket.
10 on the shot clock. Knocked to the floor is Johnson. Another loose ball. Stetson will chase it down. Godbolt's blocked out of there. Great hands that time by Gay. Top of the key, Alexander off the side of the rim. I'll tell you one other thing that may be impacting the Rattlers right now. We had a very early media timeout here in the second quarter. They didn't have that under 5 break that may have given them a chance to settle things down.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Josh. We've been playing basketball for a long time up to this point. We had one 30-second timeout, but just haven't had a break.
Ball knocked away out of bounds. Langham will come back in for Samford. And Claire Johnson, who's been spectacular so far in this one, will have a seat.
Yeah, and we talk about Florida A&M being able to go to their bench and rotate a lot of players. Samford has been doing the same thing. They play a lot of players, even if it's not as an aggressive game as this. They're still able to sub players in and out.
Langham will be called for the personal. Now she's got 3, and I got to think she'll sit back down. She had those 5 early points, but she's been in foul trouble, and she's going to have to ride the pine. So Tarpley will come back in.
Yeah, and she just checked back in, too. I know that's the foul she's going to want back.
She had kind of a wry grin on her face
Yeah.
after that last call. Carly Coons having a word with the official after that one. Underneath, Alexander misses the bunny. And now a foul in the backcourt.
And Samford's now in the bonus, and they're about to shoot some free throws. But again, just another example of having an opportunity to score like a relatively easy basket, just haven't been able to capitalize on.
Just got a little too much oomph on it, did Alexander. Yeah, remember, they were 6 of 9 from the field in the first quarter. And again, we had a very early media timeout, so let's see what they have here.
Yeah, I mean, they've been on for 3 minutes and 40 seconds have been on a scoring drought.
1 of their last 11, so that's been a big difference maker.
5 turnovers in those 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Both free throws knocked down. It's suddenly 32-20. And Annie Ramil, who we talked about in the open, now has 8. So Samford, right now, they're the ones throwing the haymakers, trying to close the half strong. And another foul.
Number 10.
Yeah, Gage just did a great job of getting past Blankenship, and I think Blankenship may have saw it could have been a wide open layup there and just kind of brought in the arm check, which is going to be called just about every single time, especially in the college game.
So that'll be the 4th team foul.
Yeah.
McEvans. Reverse bunny, no good. Another open look missed this time by Gay. Oh, good move. Walden up and in.
She's done that a couple of times this game. Just able to get around the defender and attack the basket and be able to finish. That time she had was a little bit more wide open than the past.
And remember, she sat down with some bruised ribs moments ago. She's got 8, and now she draws a foul.
Great job. Great job of getting position there and just keeping your arms up. And, we could look at the replay here, but I do believe Griffin extended her arm there. Anytime you kind of put your forearm, and especially having the position Walden does. And again, the arm right to the right ribs.
Yes. Oh, she's going to need a little ice pack or 2, maybe 3.
Maybe.
So think about this, though. Claire Johnson, we've talked about her work.
Yep.
Obviously, Walden, to me right now, is the player of the game.
Yeah.
Freshman, sophomore, you got your kids stepping up right now as we run under a minute to go in the half. Good move, Stetson. Up with the right hand, too strong by Godbolt. Wide open, McEvans got one, and they needed that.
Yeah, Florida A&M doesn't really shoot the three-pointer really well, but McEvans is very capable of knocking it down from the 3, especially wide open. But again, another foul sending Samford to the free throw line.
There's okay to be aggressive, but it's very easy to get too aggressive, and that may be their issue.
Yeah.
You can't make that foul 87 feet from the opposing goal.
Yeah. I think, when you get beat like that, knowing that there's 20 seconds left in the half,
You'll have 2 shots.
trying to get some momentum before you get into the halftime, you just hit a big three. Don't slow the game down and send your opponent to the free throw line.
As Godbolt knocks down one. See, how many personal fouls do they have at this point?
Let's see here.
We'll have that for you folks in just a moment, actually.
They have 13 in this half.
Wow. That's a ton. As the ball knocked out of bounds by Stetson, so the Rattlers will hold for one.
And if you're Samford, you also have to be smart because FAMU is in the bonus too. So any foul off ball, or if it's a reaching foul, that's going to send them to the free throw line too.
10 seconds to go in the half. McEvans pulls up, blocked out of there. Ramil. Can they get a shot away? Stetson at the horn. No good as Tarpley off the mark. But that ends a tremendous second quarter for Samford as they outscored the Rattlers 19 to the second half.
Saw quite a few X's there right in the paint, which are just, those are just shots you're going to want back. You got to be able to finish most of those. I know you're probably not going to hit all of them, but there's just been a few that are just right there. You feel like that you could hit, 9 times out of 10.
So the second half is underway. Florida A&M with the basketball. They're in the green, Samford in the gray.
Yeah, and Samford's coming out into their aggressive zone.
Good running one-hander up and in by Sabu Gay. She was plagued by foul trouble in the first half. She gets her first 2 of the contest. Florida A&M to within 10. Ramil just broke the timeline. Bowman left it short. Carter again altered the shot. Bowman goes to the floor. Knocked away. Stetson, good hands, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball against Carter.
Oh, they had.
And they're going to call it for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just see Carter running around. She's not 100%.
She was wide open right there. Just, I don't know if McEvans, there was just too many gray jerseys in between her and Carter, but I think really you just got to put like an alley-oop pass up there.
That's probably why she got the violation. She was waiting for the ball.
Yeah, it's just like wide open.
Another foul. And this will be called on Zakia Carter. Again, out of Waverly, Georgia. I'm from Atlanta. I'm not really sure where Waverly is. By the way, something else in that first half, 13 personal fouls by Florida A&M as well. That's a lot. Off a screen, blocked out of there. Carter again. Langham. Left it short. A&M clears, a chance to get to within single digits. Oh, dribbling it out of bounds. Unforced turnover by Gay.
Yeah, just ball kind of got away from her there.
A&M starting the second half man-to-man. Good pass. And that one goes off the hands of Godbolt. So a little disjointed start to this second half for both teams.
Yeah, didn't have a great view there. I couldn't tell. I saw Godbolt did a good job using the screen and passed it out to Stetson. I don't know if it just Stetson may have bobbled it or what the case was as to why she didn't get the shot up.
Carter spins. Miss off the side of the rim. That was actually a good move considering her struggles running. Knocked out of bounds. No, they're going to say it's going to stay with Samford. As McEvans wanted that one to go over to the Rattlers.
Yeah, the whole bench wanted it to go back to the Rattlers, like you said. Good pass.
Bowman knocked it down.
Yeah, Gothold has just done a great job this game of being able to, one, like, be patient with the ball and just dishing out some really good passes to her players where they're able to just right in the shooting pocket and be able to knock it down.
The word for her is a great facilitator.
Yeah, all that could be said with facilitator.
Left short that time, clearing away Stetson. Bowman knocked to the floor.
But she's also knocked down some big shots too, so she's not just a facilitator.
She's kind of like McEvans in that she has that extra gear.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking about two people who played at a higher level
Mm-hmm.
within college basketball. McEvans at Syracuse and Godbolt at Central Florida. That can be a big difference maker come conference play. Turnaround jumper up and in.
Yeah, that was a great cut by Griffin there and being able to finish.
So 2 more for her. And the lead down to 10 for Samford. Trying to move their record to 5-9. 2 more non-conference games to go before we hit SoCon play. Now a moving screen. Ramil. They have been very stringent about that call this evening. The officials have. Walden in. Stetson will sit.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. That's a 50. That's 50-50. I can't tell if she was. She may have got her on her left leg there, kind of clipped her, which is going to be a foul.
Left of the lane and a travel.
Yeah.
Yep, she shuffled a little bit. Blankenship in. Ramil will sit. So after having a real good flow to this game in the first half, this second half has been a little unsightly as Godbolt to the lane.
Oh, good pass.
Walden left it short. Tell what, Famu's getting some opportunities here.
Yeah. Samford's gone. Really, both teams have kind of gone a little cold here in the start of the third quarter.
Which team can bear down here as we reach the final half before the holiday break? Hendricks. And we're going to get a foul on Samford. That'll go on Blankenship, the redshirt freshman out of Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Yeah, she got the reach in.
Yeah, Hendricks is also a really quick player. I know we haven't talked about her a lot, but she is very explosive and she's got a pretty mean spin move. She usually finishes well around the rim, just unable to get that tonight.
There's another nice up and under move. Carter with the board, got it in.
And again, FAMU still bringing this full court pressure / trap.
Don't look now, the lead down to 8. And knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, heads up play by Walden of instead of getting a 5 seconds, just throw it off of McEvans' foot.
Hendricks a year ago played 21 games, 6.6 points. And again, she's the number 2 scorer behind McEvans on this FAMU team. Godbolt behind a screen. Walden, and a 3-second call, this time on Bowman.
Yeah, we've seen that multiple times tonight. The 3 seconds, the girls are just having a hard time getting out of the paint, clearing out. I think Bowman probably really wanted this ball. Really good seal there. Had great position on Carter, just unable to get it before the 3-second call.
Double team face this time, knocked away, stolen. 3-on-1 the other way. Godbolt. Mid-range jumper around the rim and no. Oh, and now we're going to have a foul underneath.
It's going to be on Bowman.
See what happened here.
Oh. I know.
She and Hendricks looked like a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, truthfully, I think Hendricks is the one who came in and hooked arms with her.
Speaking of Hendricks, she's the one who was, I believe, who was back here all by herself, who forced that short shot, a bit of a tougher shot that time by Walden. who came up short. That really prevented an easy bucket.
Yeah, it was a 3-on-1 situation, and Hendricks doing a great job of kind of playing Godbolt, forcing her to pass it and being able to still somewhat recover.
That's a foul on Ramil. That's going to lead us to our media break. 4:52 go in the third. Samford up 8 as you watch SoCon ladies basketball. A&M, they've been able to put 6 points on the board, but really a very disjointed second half to this point.
Yeah, both teams have kind of caught the turnover bug here. Each have 4 and just unable to finish their offensive possession, like you said, going for 1 for 6, 1 for 7.
Wild shot that time by A&M. Up with it, Hendricks, though. She got the garbage and put it in the can. So it's now down to 6. The lead was, I believe, 14 at one point for Samford. Up ahead, Blankenship, or Ramil, rather. Now to Blankenship. Samford only with 2 points here in the third quarter. In trouble, Godbold knocked away and stolen.
Ooh.
Gay, good Euro step, missed it. Now trip fall to the floor, ball loose. Hendricks had it knocked away. And it's stolen by Samford and a foul in the backcourt.
Yeah, that's only FAMU's second foul this quarter.
That ball is like a bar of soap. It's sliding all over the place.
I know.
And now almost full sail substitutions here by Carly Kuntz. Lewandowski, Bowman, followed by Walden, Stetson, all into the game, along with Langham.
Yeah, and FAMU coming out with a little different, kind of like a 3/4 2-2-1 press here. Just giving a little bit of a different look.
Off a screen. Ball knocked away, almost stolen by McEvans. Great anticipation as she knocked it away from Lewandowski.
Yeah, I think something that this press has done with Samford is this forced them to start their offense. You got like 20 seconds left on the shot clock. The shot clock is really winding down here.
Got to make a move. Walden needed to pull the trigger there.
Yeah.
Lewandowski, wild shot. Tied up possession. It's going to stay with Samford. Boy, there's a break. Walden's going to see that in her dreams.
Yeah, she did have an open shot there that she definitely could have taken. I think that's something that Coach Carly had mentioned to her too on this sideline here. Oh,
wide open. Bowman missed the bunny. Oh, boy. They did everything right but get the 2. Harder with the one-hander. Samford in dire need of a bucket. Stetson. And we're going to have a foul on Stetson.
Yeah, and that puts FAMU on the free throw line.
Here's a look at the last play as Stetson, you can see, called for the reach-in. Just a stunning turn of events. Remember, Samford was up 14 at late in the first half. Now it's down to 4, and a chance here for the Rattlers to make it closer. So what's been the difference here in the third quarter, Katie?
Yeah, I mean, I think FAMU has been able to knock down some shots they didn't knock down in the first half. I'm looking at like the percentages, and it looks like it's flipped. They're shooting about 60%. Samford shooting 11%. But for Samford, you just gotta calm down, take a deep breath, get into your offense, and trust what you're running. Trust your screens. Here comes your point guard back in. Help get you set into something. You just can't panic here. Don't let the pressure get to you. Just stay aggressive.
You saw that rim map that was thrown up there for McEvans. That that lighter white circle inside the rim, they call that the guaranteed make zone, the GMZ. If you're hitting that, you're going to get your shots to go down. So 37-34, one possession game. Here's Stetson. Ten on the shot clock. Godbolt will reset. Poked away. Gay, all ball A herself. And it's down to 1. Now open on the right baseline. Walden, another interception, another turnover. Griffin, Gay, and the Rattlers have the lead. Carly Kuntz has seen enough. 38-37 your score, and we're going to send it to break. A&M suddenly up 1 as you watch Southern Conference ladies basketball.
To your point of kind of going back to what we're talking about right before the break of if you're Samford, you just can't be hitting the panic button. Just take care of the ball.
Almost stolen away again. Godbolt will now break it into the forecourt. And no one there. Another interception. Pull up. McEvans got it to go. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of communication on the offensive end.
No, and especially when you're playing a team that's really just trying to get your wheels spinning a lot faster, is you really do have to lock in and focus, watch the ball come into your hands, don't get ahead of yourself. Because even if you're thinking just slowing down just a second, you're going about normal speed in this game.
Bowman got one to go. Tapped the rebound to herself. A much-needed bucket by Samford. Sometimes when you're in a drought like that, you press.
Yeah.
And it just feels like everyone for Samford is pressing.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming out in a 1-2-2 here, and I think they're going to try to apply some pressure too with FAMU because they, in the first half, they created a lot of turnovers. They're able to score off that.
By the way, until that recent lead, FAMU had only led for 27 seconds. That number will go up. Wild shot by Carter. And now a tied-up possession. And that's going to stay with the Rattlers. 2 on the shot clock.
Yeah.
Langham in, Walden out. As we're under a minute to go in the third. A stunning turn of events here from the Pete Hanna Center. Yeah. McEvans. Boy, if that had gone home, that would have sent the bench here to our right side into a frenzy.
Yeah, that would just add to the momentum that they already have.
Stetson off a screen. Got it.
Yes. That's her first 3 points tonight, but I thought she really stepped into that shot with a lot of confidence.
And suddenly the Bulldogs back in front. Little spurt here. So we run under 30 seconds, about a 5-second differential shot in game. Good move as Gay, got the foul. Made a beautiful move to the bucket, and Bowman got her with the body.
It was, and if you're Bowman, like you don't have to make that play. You know, just if you force her to shoot it over, you don't have to go for that block. That was an excellent move by Gay.
She's the bigger, taller lady. You're right. You get in front of Gay, it's going to make it a tough shot.
Yeah, and especially if you have 3 fouls. Like, that was her 4th foul that she just picked up. So if Gay's able to make that shot over you, golf clap to her,
yeah.
you know. That's just an excellent offensive move.
Ramil will come back in for the Bulldogs. And the free throw errant by Gay.
I think another thing to note, too, is Samford hasn't even been to the free throw line this quarter. Or this period, I should say.
There's the rim map for Gay, free throw wise. We missed both. Langham forecourt, they can hold for 1 as the shot clock is off, and that's what Carly Coons wants. Five seconds. Godbolt. Stetson. Ramil, hook shot. Got it.
Nice touch.
I don't think they were expecting that, and that's a big one. Now you're up 2 possessions. Nice little push there by Samford after an overall difficult third quarter. We'll head to the fourth. Samford 18-9. They had a brief lead, but a nice 7-0 spurt by the Bulldogs in the third quarter. That three-pointer there by Sadie Stetson, one of the big shots. And the Bulldogs up 4 as we head to the final stanza. Here's a look at the shot chart for Annie Ramil, who's leading the way for the Bulldogs with 10 points. There it is. Nice looking evening for her so far. 4 of 6, and you can see there, Katie, a lot of it down low.
Yes, and that was a really impressive shot over Carter, who is 6'6", but able to get really nice touch on it. Just she's played an excellent game tonight.
So it's a 4-point game. Samford led by as many as 14. They were up 12 at the break. And a foul away from the ball. This will be a moving screen, this time on Tarpley. One thing we were talking about during the break, though, Katie, one thing we didn't see from Samford there in the third quarter, they weren't as aggressive to the bucket. And I'm a little surprised, as aggressive as the officials have been with the whistle, go to the hoop, get some fouls.
Put some pressure on FAMU and put some pressure on the officials to make that call. They were giving it to you in the first half. You know, it looks like they're continuing that trend, you know, in the first part of the second half. So I think you'd see them be more aggressive.
Hendricks had a shot, gave it up, and got a three instead. Griffin puts it up and in. She's a little gimpy right now on her left leg. Not sure what she did. But now the lead down to 1 for Samford. I beg your pardon. That was Elia Ellis with a three-pointer. Off a pick to the bucket.
Yeah.
Almost an and one, and that's what we were talking about.
Yes, go attack them. Force again, put the pressure on them. Force them to guard you. We know that FAMU can be foul prone, and Hendricks bringing the arm down, that's going to be a foul just about every time.
By the way, it was Demaya Griffin, I'm sorry, who hit that three-pointer. She now goes out of the game as she's gimping around on her left leg, it appears.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she just came down funny off that shot or if something had happened beforehand, but...
See, it's not just the broadcaster's jinx, it's the Noah basketball jinx as well as Langham. She was 2 of 2, now she's 2 of 3 as she hits it off the back rim. Both of those makes in the guaranteed make zone as she is 1 of 2.
That was also in the guaranteed make zone.
There we go.
A nice swish.
So 45-43, 8:50 to go. Ball knocked away, stolen, diving, stop by Stetson. Ramil Tarpley.
Just a great effort there by Stetson to get her hand on the ball and a reach around foul on Hendricks there.
But again, they go down low.
Yes. Yeah, Hendricks, you cannot wrap your arm around that. There, that hook call will be called every time, and that's 4 on Hendricks.
And again, as aggressive as they are, those fouls are going to pile up, and they're starting to rear their ugly head.
Oh.
Easy look by Ramil.
Great pass, great finish. You know, they had a wide open look earlier in the game, earlier in the second half.
Right baseline. She traveled, no call. Good effort, but unable to get it to fall was Glover. Up ahead, Langham. She draws another foul. And that'll go on McEvans.
Yeah, that's twice that Samford's made a really aggressive attack to the basket and gotten a foul.
By the way, for McEvans, that's only her first.
Langham will be at the line. She'll have 2 shots.
As Langham will go to the free throw line. Off the back rim. Let's see here. McEvans, we talked about how well she played in the first half. She had 11 at halftime, only 3 though so far in half number 2 as Carter tried to come into the game a little too soon for the Rattlers. Now she'll come in.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there at the table.
Hendricks will have a seat.
Now,
did she shoot 3?
Oh, they called a violation on the first shot.
So that's what happened. We missed that
completely. Yeah, we did miss that.
Yeah. So this is actually free throw number 2, and that's huge. Remember, she missed that first free throw. They wave it off, and then she hits the next 2. So suddenly the lead at 6 for Samford as they try to pull away in what has been a hard-fought Friday evening before Christmas. Bad pass, out of bounds.
Yeah, she was open too.
Carter tried to skip it to the weak side and threw it out of bounds.
I'll say she was open. Langham was right there.
Just got it across the timeline. Godbolt. Not a lot of movement here. Ramil. Good move. Had a block. Carter, good play. Good move by Ramil, but Carter able to put her palm on it. Good move. And Gay able to get it go. Can you imagine how different this game would be had she been able to play in the first half?
Yeah, she's done a really good job of just using her length to her advantage.
So what, Florida A&M, I know the record's not great. As Langham in trouble here, knocked out of bounds to stay with the Bulldogs. They're going to be a contender in the SWAC this year. You can just see it.
Yeah,
Langham got poked in the face.
Yeah, you know, they played in the SWAC championship last year, picked 5th this year out of 12, so to your point, Josh, I don't think their record really kind of paints the picture of, you know, who this team is and what they're capable of.
They do what a lot of HBCUs have to do. They play a lot of what we call money games as Langham gets in. They play a lot of Georgia Techs and Florida States of the world to help raise money for all of their programs.
Yeah.
And of course, the cost of that is you're going to get a lot of losses. That's just the way it works as Bowman is fouled down low.
Yeah, you may take more L's than you do W's playing those teams. But Samford has had their fair share of that too. Like we mentioned, just came back from TCU, played Florida State, played Vanderbilt, played Memphis, just some tough competition.
Bowman, wide open Godbolt, too strong. Alexander with the board. Famu looks to push. Gay. And, what do we have here? We got two different calls.
We do.
One set of charge, the other set of block.
I don't know if she's going to...
They're going to call this on Samford.
I don't know if he's saying that she was in the zone, the semicircle there, because if she's in the semicircle, I forget what they call that, but that's...
We'll see if they
can't draw a charge in that zone.
We'll see if we can get another replay as the free throw is up and good.
Because I think Coach Carly has a point there of, you know, she was there for a long time and didn't move for a couple of seconds.
Without the arc, that's probably a charge, but 1 of 2 from the line is the Rattlers. So the lead back down to 3. It's been a fight here in the second half. Godbolt in trouble, and they calling her for an offensive foul? I suppose so.
I think they called she stepped out of bounds.
She did step out of bounds. You're right.
Let's see.
She was close. But now Florida A&M can tie this up with a 3. Good strong move. Carter baby hook got it in. She took it right to Bowman.
And that was a great move.
She's got 8. And now momentum back on A&M's side. Stetson, they're going to rely on the graduate transfer to get it across the timeline, and they do. Down low, Bowman blocked out by Carter. She got it in great position by Bowman, but she just couldn't go up quickly.
Yeah, and I think I think Bowman had thought she had an edge there, and really she needed a post move, some sort of move to kind of throw Carter out of position. Carter was just waiting for her on that one.
Wide open, left short Walden, and a chance for the Rattlers to take the lead. Boy, they've been a gritty bunch. They just won't go away. Gay. Good move with the right hand, missed it. She made a couple of beautiful moves to the bucket, but couldn't get the layup. Here's Stetson in stride. Partially blocked.
Yeah.
Carter again.
Great hustle play by Carter.
McEvans too strong. Walden, the track meet ensues. Goes up against Carter and drew the foul. You could see Carter wasn't sure which way to turn, and taking it right to her was Walden.
Yeah, Walden was doing a good job of just adding different ins and outs, trying to keep Carter, keep turning her hips. Couldn't quite figure out where she was going, which is it's kind of what you got to do. Get Carter off balance, especially if there's a height difference.
Again, they didn't have a scouting report on Miss Carter before this game. I think they're getting a pretty good scouting report right now, as Griffin will check in.
Yeah, and Carter has played most of this second half. She's definitely been a big factor too.
Walden just got that first free throw. Let's see where they mark that on the rim map.
Oh,
See, it's there, but it also hit front, back, around, and then went through.
I wouldn't think I would consider that the GMZ, as I call it. Oh,
General make zone. 1 of 2 from the line. So the lead back to 2 for Samford. Ball almost knocked away. Griffin pulls up. Rebound Alexander. She draws a foul on the way up. Offensive board for her. And it'll be the Rattlers going to the line when we come back from our final media break. 4:59 to go in the game. Samford up 50-48. This is SoCon ladies basketball. Tough shots for Samford and also getting some buckets on the offensive end. 50-48. Samford trying to close this out, but Alexander going to the line for 2 for FAMU to tie things up. By the way, possession arrow right now with the Rattlers as we enter the final 5 minutes. Alexander knocks down both. We are 50 up. And the Rattlers will keep that press. They've been trying to speed things up here for Samford. And Samford, you don't mind that, but Bulldogs just haven't been able to execute. Off a pick, moving screen. They have called that all night long. And I'll go on Ramil.
Yeah, truthfully, I'm not sure what you can do differently because to me, she's bracing for the contact that's about to happen with Gay there. Like I said, no feedback for Ramil on that one.
So she'll pick up the personal, and now Florida A&M with a chance to take the lead. They were down as many as 14 in the first half. Here's McEvans against Bowman.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a height difference between Walden and Carter there. They couldn't quite take advantage of.
I thought McEvans might try to take her off the bounce. She chose to step back and miss strong. Langham, good crossover. Missed off the side of the rim. Good defense. Now a baseball pass ahead to Griffin. And the Rattlers take the lead.
Yeah. Griffin just kind of caught Samford sleeping there and snuck out for the...
And now a pickpocket. Easy layup by Gay that time. She took it away from Blankenship. And now the Bulldogs down 4 as we're under 4. Wide open, Langham. Godbolt. Now they got to start working. Langham. A lot of passing. 3 ball. Left short. And it will go back over to Florida A&M. Again, not attacking.
Yes, that's exactly what was going through my head. It's like, spend a lot of time just roaming around the three-point line there. Someone's got to just turn the corner, put your head down, force Florida A&M to come in and have help, and that's when you can really start getting the ball and start passing, get some good movement.
Bridget Gordon is going to use a timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout. And for Florida A&M, I believe they have 2 more remaining. Samford also with 2. Again, the possession arrow with the Rattlers. Suddenly 3:06 to go, and it's Florida A&M now in front, as you see Griffin with the go-ahead bucket. They've only led for about 2 minutes this evening, have the Rattlers, but the vast majority of that has been in the second half. Again, they were down 12 at the break. They outscored Samford 17-9 in the third quarter, and now it is a 6-0 run here. They've outscored the Bulldogs 12-6 here in the fourth.
And Samford also 0 for the last 7 shots. Haven't scored in the last 2 minutes. First half they were hot on the offensive end, just really kind of simmer down on this in this second half. But got to get a stop here. Think of these 3 minutes as a brand new ball game, right? Can't think about what's happened in the past. Just got to be looking forward. Next play, next possession.
By the way, we were talking about the fouls. Florida A&M had 13 at halftime. They only have 18 now. Carter against Bowman. Good move, reverse, wild shot. And Bowman with the board. Nice move, just going to get it to go. And bumped that time. It was Alexander on Godbolt.
Great job of Godbolt of attacking the hit there.
Here's a look at the shot charts. I guess that's for the second half. Samford, there you see, only 5 of 21. A&M has turned it on. And look at all those buckets in the paint.
In the paint, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, all those shots that they've had in mid-range or 2 or 3 feet from the basket. Samford just unable to knock down some of those threes, but Godbolt getting it done at the free throw line.
Samford now 13 of 19 from the stripe. This to make it a 2-point game. So it's 54-52.
Samford bringing a 1-2-2 press.
Gay will bring it into the forecourt.
They're going to sink back into more of like a 3-2 zone here.
Down low, mismatch. Carter. Bowman came over, and the whistle blow. We're going to get a tied-up ball, and that really works for Samford's favor because it looked like Carter was about to put it home over Tarpley.
Yeah, and Florida A&M, if Samford's going to stay in that 3-2 zone, see if you can't get Bowman to come out and have that mismatch that you've had with Carter against Tarpley there.
Dish. 4 on the shot clock. Do they know? At the horn, off target, and that'll be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, great defensive possession from Samford there of guarding for a whole 30 seconds, getting a chance to tie it up or even take the lead here.
So here's Langham, front court. It's go time now, 2 minutes remaining. Possession arrow, by the way, with the Bulldogs. And a shot, no good, but we're going to get a foul on Florida A&M.
Yeah. And I really like that play call from Coach Carley of having Langham sweep out here on the corner and basically put her and Griffin on the island there. And, Griffin kind of had something's going on with her leg, a bum wheel. She's played, I would say, about 80, 85%, but let's just go ahead and attack the basket and see if we can't get a foul call.
By the way, that's 15 fouls. Samford is in the double bonus the rest of the way. Bulldogs have committed 14 fouls.
Yeah, and that's 4 on Griffin, too. Let's see how many of them have 4 fouls for Florida A&M.
Rim glass good on free throw number 2. That would be big if we have overtime.
Yes, and Hendricks has 4, who is number 5, and Griffin, 22, she has 4. Those are the foul trouble with Florida A&M.
Around the perimeter they go. Griffin with that hampered leg. Open, McEvans. Off the mark. Rebound Langham. They look to push. 2-on-2. Quickly up and in.
Great take.
What a move by Langham. And knocked away by Stetson off the other way.
And if Samford chooses to stay in their 3-2 zone, Bowman is playing at the bottom. If they get someone in the corner, Bowman has to come guard, and that leaves Carter one-on-one with Tarpley. But it looks like Samford's going back man, so Bowman's got that matchup back with Carter.
Gay picks up her dribble. And a travel.
Oh, yeah. I think she swapped her pivot foot.
Tell you what, the defense really stepping it up down the stretch. 60 seconds to go. Langham has been clutched down the stretch. Here's Godbolt. Langham. Turnaround off the mark. A lot of dribbling on that one, but now it'll be the Rattlers. We got about a 10-second differential. Evans pulls up. Stetson knocked it away, and it will stay with A&M.
I'm sure we'll have a review on this, which ref is already signaling.
Griffin to check in. Here's the replay.
I think that was off Bowman's leg.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You could see Alexander go up for the Rattlers.
Might have been off Alexander's leg.
She did a high leg kick. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Look at Alexander's left leg. Now the question is, does it deflect off of Bowman as well? On the floor, it's A&M basketball.
Yeah, to your point, Josh, it does. We know it hits Alexander's leg, but as the ball is coming back down, does it catch Bowman's knee? I don't think it does, but it has to be indisputable evidence.
And based on that angle, I'm not sure if you can turn it around.
Indisputable, yeah.
So right now, 2 timeouts remain for each team. This works just like a timeout for each club.
Oh, yeah.
You got a 9-second differential between shot and game clock. And again, right now it's Samford in the double bonus and FAMU only 1 foul away from the same, as they're going to take a look at the replay here at the scorers table. What a game it's been. We thought Samford might pull away. They were up by 14 late in the second half, but A&M came storming back, as we'll take a look at another replay. So hard to tell right there.
It is. Stetson is. But, you know, I think, at least with how I can't say for sure. I was going to say, you might could argue that we know that it hits Alexander's leg, but it doesn't look like it hits Bowman's leg after it hits Alexander, but I think that's really just being super nitpicky. Can't say for sure if they can overturn it, but like you said, this is another timeout for both teams, and so if you're FAMU, you're drawing up your inbounds play. If not, you're already planning for, okay, what kind of defense are we running?
This is about as good as we're going to get it, and it's just so hard to tell.
It is really hard.
I think we can all agree it hit off of Alexander. The question is, did it also ricochet off of Bowman?
Yeah.
So the officials will continue to look this one over. But again, it was a 14-point game at one point for Samford. So far, the second half has been dominated by A&M, but Samford has done just enough to get back in this thing. They've gone on a 6-0 spurt led by Kennedy Langham, and now lead it by 2 as a couple of kids are running around atop of the Pete Hanna Center.
Doing some sprints around the...
I have the feeling they have a little bit of sugar in their system.
You think so?
They got to burn it off. So what is Bridget Gordon drawing up right here as we take a look at the kids again? As good as Carter has been, I say you try to bust it down to her. One person who's been rather quiet here in the second half has been McEvans.
Yeah, she really hasn't come off a lot of ball screens. I think that's where her bread and butter was, but I think FAMU as a whole offensively, I think they've just gotten more productivity out of their players around, and they really haven't had to rely on McEvans.
Oh, they're going to give it to Samford. How about that? So they overturn the call. And now the shot clock is off, and FAMU, who's already in foul trouble, has to foul.
Oh, yes, that's right. And they sub in Hendricks, which is interesting because she has 4 fouls.
Yes, she does. And look out for Griffin. She also has 4.
Okay.
Tarpley and a foul away. No, we are going to get a foul.
And that's 5 on her.
On Hendricks, yeah. They just brought her in, and she picked up the foul.
Yeah, they subbed out Carter, who only has 2 personal fouls. So that is an interesting move there.
Ramil will come in. Bowman will go to shoot. They get 60 seconds to sub out. Alexander will come in for Hendricks, who's done for the day. I will say she does have only 4 points, so maybe they just don't see her as a scoring threat down the stretch here.
Yeah, maybe so, but I still think I think she's like the 2nd leading scorer for the team. I know she hasn't played well tonight, but I don't know, to your point, we're talking about overtime here, you want your best players out on the court, especially if you already have a little bit of foul trouble.
Bowman missed both. How about that? And now a timeout off the rebound by A&M. And Bridget Gordon pumping her team up as they come back to the sideline. So Bowman 0 of 2 from the line. And now A&M will get it back. And this will be a 30-second timeout. So A&M with one more. So you've got your 2nd leading scorer out. You still have McEvans in there. And don't forget about Cebu Gay. She's been very good here in the 2nd half. In fact, she's got 11. And you also got Griffin. She's been hampered with an ankle problem, but she's got 11 as well.
I could see them trying to draw up some sort of screen, little like 2-on-2 pick and roll between Gay and McEvans, getting them going downhill and see if they can't draw a foul or finish at the rim.
Because of their foul trouble, I almost wonder if you play for 3 here. You almost feel like you have to go for the win. You're on the road, and you got foul trouble. Let's see.
They don't have a true 3-point shooter, which is my only argument to that.
Here's McEvans against Stetson. Griffin open for a moment. 15. McEvans dishes, blocked, and a foul.
That was a great job by Gaya sliding in there. She was open there in the short corner for a while.
We'll take a look at it again. Bowman just a tick late.
For Emily Bowman.
So Bowman will sit. She's got 5, so she's done. And now Gay, there you see, only 1 of 5 from the line tonight. But she hits it when they need it most. This one for the tie coming up. Samford, you see, with 2 timeouts remaining.
And I'm sure they'll use one right after this shot, whether it's a make or miss.
She got them both. Timeout, Carly Kuntz. So we're tied up. They'll move it past midcourt. And now Samford, at the very least, they'll have a shot to win it here.
Yeah.
And right now on the floor for the Bulldogs, this will be a 60-second break. You're going to have Langham, Stetson, assuming there are no substitutions, Ramil, followed by Tarpley and Godbolt. Who do you go to?
Langham. I think that's the way that she's played, especially in this 4th period, is she kind of has an advantage with attacking the basket. I really think that's who they're going to go to. Try to get her kind of isolated, maybe set a screen 2-on-2 situation, but just get her going downhill, let her read the screen.
And again, as aggressive as the Rattlers have been defensively, you go downhill, you might be able to draw a foul, get yourself to the free throw line. So we'll see how they play it up. But again, if you're Samford, you're playing with house money a little bit. You have the ball. If you miss, you go to overtime. And again, FAMU, not a lot of wiggle room right now when it comes to their foul.
They really don't.
So 56 up as Samford will try to win it right here. They'll move it past midcourt.
And something else to note is Annie Ramil for Samford has 4 fouls. So if we do go to overtime, that's one of Samford's leading scorers. Her and Langham have the same point total.
Tarpley to throw it in. Langham. Baseline, skips it, intercepted, 3 seconds, and now a timeout by A&M. Boy, they didn't even get a shot up as McEvans stole it.
Yeah, now they should not be able to advance the ball because they passed.
That was a desperation pass, and it was actually Gay who intercepted the ball.
Yeah, so a break for Samford, although they had that turnover, FAMU cannot advance the ball. So FAMU has the ball with 3 seconds at the other end of the court,
Right.
about 90 feet from the basket.
So the big deal here for Samford is to not foul, obviously, with 3.3 to go, make them make a desperation shot.
Right, so if you're FAMU, 3 seconds, probably have about 3 dribbles. And if you're Samford, you cannot foul.
Honestly, they probably don't have time to get it down low. So if you're A&M, you got to think McEvans, right?
Yeah, I think you try to almost like a baseball pass, see if you can't throw it. But if you're going to make a baseball pass, you have to make sure that it goes well beyond half court, right? Because if Samford steals the ball, you don't want to give them an opportunity to even shoot a half court buzzer beater. So I expect them to kind of toss it down the court.
Samford, 1 timeout remaining. A&M is out, so if they have a hard time getting the ball in bounds, they can't use a timeout.
That's true. So if you're Samford, you probably want to aggressively be jumping and put your best, maybe not your best defender, but your longest defender guarding the ball there, just causing a lot of havoc.
They're also checking the replay right here. This is a time issue. So they may add a little bit more than that 3.3.
Yeah.
So 56 up as this game has slowed to a crawl over the second half. Samford, let's see, only 21 points for the second half, and that's allowed FAMU to get back into this. But it doesn't matter. They're having fun.
I know. Josh, do you have those dance moves?
You want to see me on the dance floor. I got the cabbage patch. That's my big move.
That's it. Did you say the cabbage patch?
Cabbage patch.
Oh,
you know what that is?
I don't. Oh, I like that.
It's an old,
early,
it's an early 90s move, folks.
Sorry to the audience who couldn't see Josh's cabbage patch move there.
So they're going to have to go 94 feet are the Rattlers.
Yeah, and Tarpley here playing safety to avoid the deep baseball pass.
They get it in with 2. McEvans. And we go to overtime. Perfectly played by Samford.
Yep.
So we're going to OT. Free basketball from the Pete Hanna Center. Knotted up at 56. Bulldogs and Rattlers will be back with overtime right after this. This is SoCon. Lady Allen with you. Samford and A&M knotted up at 56 apiece. Samford 1-0 in overtime games this season. They defeated UNA earlier this month. Meanwhile, for A&M, this is their first foray into the extra session. Both teams are in the double bonus. And we're going to have the jump ball here between Alexander and Ramil in just a moment. Well, surprise, Carter isn't in there for A&M. However, Emily Bowman has fouled out for the Bulldogs. Tap controlled by A&M, and they'll have it in the green. Samford in the gray.
Yeah, and Samford's going to stick to their 1-2-2 zone here.
Each team with 2 timeouts in the extra session. This is Gay. She's had a great second half. McEvans against Ramil. Up, left it short. But a big rebound layup and in. As for the first time tonight, Yvette Subirats comes through with a bucket.
And a big bucket, too.
And that one bounced on the floor, too. That one will eat at Carly Coons. 58-56. Good crossover. Langham up. Couldn't get it to fall. McEvans away.
That was a really good move, too. Oh, good pass.
Alexander, easy layup. Gay in transition. Alexander, the bucket.
Yeah, and if you're Samford, this is not the start you want to have in the overtime.
Tarpley up ahead to Langham. Langham, quick move. Too strong, but Ramil up and in.
Yeah, nice finish there.
I'll tell you what, Langham's been showing a quick bounce, able to get it to the bucket, just hasn't been able to get it to fall.
Yeah, if you're Samford, just got to stick with a good defensive possession here and finish with a good box out. I'm
Alex
going to grab the ball.
Alexander with a big three-pointer out of the side pocket. She's been mouse quiet all night, but she's come alive here in overtime. 5 points. Ramil up and in, give her one.
What a big response from Samford too. Right, FAMU comes down, hits a big three. Haven't really seen that a lot all night, and then you don't miss a beat if you're Samford. Get the ball in, push it down. Big finish from Ramil here.
Well, after such a struggle in the second half for both teams offensively, the overtime session is what we saw in half number one. A lot of action, crisp play.
That's actually really true. Yeah, it seems like both teams got a little lackadaisical there in the second half.
Ramil, big free throw. So that knocks it down back to 2. 3 minutes to go. Quickly ahead, Alexander, pump fake, layup, good. They beat him back in transition.
Yeah, and that's off a made basket too. Something you cannot give up.
Stetson. 12 on the shot clock. Godbolt won't use the pick. Wide open, Stetson for 3. No good, boy. Made a great pass, but couldn't knock it down.
Yeah, that was a great look too, just wide open. Sometimes being wide open like that, those are some tough threes. Kind of gets you out of your rhythm. You think about it too much.
Knocked away, Ramil couldn't quite knock it down. Alexander off her hands, out of bounds. She had inside position too.
FAMU really wanting a foul there. Tarpley came in hot, gave Alexander a little friendly push.
How about Eve Alexander? 7 points in overtime for FAMU. Here's Ramil, back out. Godbolt, good pump fake. Tarpley, got it.
Great play by Godbolt there.
And that's going to be a timeout by Samford. We're going to take it with them. 1:37 to go. A&M up 1. This is SoCon ladies basketball. Up and then big three-pointer by Alyssa Tarpley to cut the deficit to 1 for Samford. Rattlers with the ball, 97 seconds to go as they work it up the floor. Griffin against Stetson, man-to-man by Samford. Gay to her right, off a screen. In the lane, 12 on the shot clock. McEvans against Langham. Alexander again.
Oh my gosh.
She's got 9 in overtime. And the lead back to 3 with 1 minute to go. Out of nowhere, Eve Alexander. Godbolt had it blocked. And now McEvans has it. A 22-second difference between shot and game. Stetson. A&M up 3, looking for the dagger. Picks up her dribble. And now now they call it travel on Alexander, who's done just about everything right here in the second half. The freshman out of Lafayette, Louisiana, of all people. So 30 seconds to go. Samford down 3. Godbolt, Stetson. Tarpley left it short. Alexander with the rebound. And a foul on Tarpley, and that'll send FAMU to the line.
And the hot hand with Alexander to the free throw line.
That's one of the folks who wanted to shoot it, but Alexander has done everything right in the extra session. She had 2 points heading into overtime, and suddenly she may be the player of the game. She's looking for her 10th overtime point, and that would make it a 2-possession game.
4 for 4. Oh, Josh, you gave her the jeans.
Door still cracked open for the Bulldogs. And here's the thing, if you're Samford, you don't need 3. You can still go for 2 here.
Yeah, you can get a quick 2.
So now a 2-possession game and a timeout by Carly Kuntz. 12 points, 10 in overtime. The hot hand from Eve Alexander. So 18.1 remaining, 68-64. And we talked about you can get a quick 2 right here if you're Samford. I think even more so now that you need 2 possessions.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Coach Carly, you're trying to draw up something quick where you can get a quick shot. Hopefully an easy bucket, like a 2 or 3 footer. Come back and foul and continue just to put pressure on FAMU to hit their free throws down the line.
Here's a look at the last shot by Alexander. That was a big 3-pointer. I believe that put them up 3, and then a breakaway layup that extended their lead. So 68-64. By the way, the possession arrow still remains with Samford. Boy, if the Rattlers win this one, it's a long drive from here back to Tallahassee, but it'll be worth it for them. Again, they were down 14 late in the first half. It looked like Samford was going to run away with it, but it's pretty much been all Rattlers since then. And now they're going for the kill shot. Ramil skips it. Stetson. And that may just about do it. Gay with the rebound. And don't forget about her. She was non-existent in the first half due to foul trouble. She's been tremendous since then.
Yeah, and that was a really good look for Samford with Stetson in the corner. You know, she's about a 45% three-point shooter. That's you want the ball in her hands there, especially it was wide open as she was. Just unfortunate that it didn't go down, but I give credit to FAMU of coming back in the second half. Even though you get to a point where you're down 14, you continue to chip away at the lead, chip away, and you do it on the defensive end, right? For so many turnovers, I have to see how many points they have off of these turnovers, but going into overtime, they had 27 points off turnovers.
And now an offensive board and the putback up and in by Super Eats. That'll do it. Godbolt. Tarpley. Too little, too late, though, with 1.2. And one more foul by Stetson. Samford about to fall to 4-10. Meanwhile, A&M will up their record to 2-8. And this, again, it's a non-conference loss, so it doesn't kill you. But, boy, it's going to sting a little bit more heading into the holiday break.
Yeah, I think it'll hurt because as much as we just bragged on FAMU for being able to claw their way back out of a 14, if you're Samford, like you're gonna be upset about losing a 14-point lead, of not coming out of the second half with that same intensity and focus and aggressiveness that you had in the first half, and just kind of letting.
There's coulda won, and then there's shoulda won. This was a shoulda won.
Yeah, but not to take away anything from FAMU. Credit to them for coming back.
So that'll do it. FAMU wins at 72-67 in overtime. So for Katie Allen, this is Josh Carey saying so long from Homewood, where again, FAMU, the winner, 72-67 in overtime over Samford. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN